What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist and today I'm going to be doing a Master Duel Mathmech deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this for you guys because this deck is an absolutely insanely powerful deck that we finally got Mathmech Circular for in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards, like getting your name description in a single video, getting a signed card to the mail, and even getting to request a deck profile every single month to your Patreon. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Mathmech Circular. This is the most important card of the deck and is basically a 1-card combo, which is absolutely crazy. It has the ability to send a Mathmech monster, except another copy of this card from your deck to the graveyard to special summon this card from your hand. Also, you can only attack with 1 monster for the rest of the turn, which is not that big of a deal, especially when we're summoning out cards like Final Sigma. It also has the ability if a Mathmech monster is normally special summoned to your field while you control this monster, except during the damage step, you can add a Mathmech spell or trap from your deck to your hand, which is a really powerful effect to be able to search out cards like Super Fractoral or your copy of Equation. We then play 3 copies of Mathmech Diameter. Diameter is a definite 3 on the deck and is a really powerful card because it has the effect that when this card is normal summon, you can target a level 4 Cyvers monster in your graveyard and special summon it, which just helps you get an additional monster on your side of the field, so you can do all sorts of different effects. It also has the ability, but it cannot activate its effects, but that's not that big of a deal to basically lock down the card, because you're basically just looking for an additional monster on the field. It also has the ability that a Mathmech monster that was Synchro or Izzy summoned using this card as a material gains the following effect: that once per turn, during this turn, this card was special summoned. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can negate the effect, which makes any of your Mathmech monsters that uses this card as a material a negate, which is really good. We then play 3 copies of Mathmech Addition. Addition's a really good 3 of in the deck because it's super easy to summon to your side of the field because you target a face-up monster on the field, but you can't special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except Cyvers monsters. Then you special summon this card from your hand, but it can't attack this turn, and if you do, the targeted monster gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn, which is a pretty good effect to instantly get this card on your side of the field. We then play 3 copies of Mathmech Subtraction. Subtraction's a really good 3 of as well in the deck. It has the exact same effect as your copy as Addition, but this card reduces the attack of the monster it targets by 1,000. We then play 2 copies of Sigma. Sigma's a really good 2 of in the deck, and usually what you're sending to the graveyard off the effect of Circular, so you can go full combo. Because this card has the ability, if you control no monsters, or if you control no monster in the extra monster zone, while this card is in your hand or graveyard, you can special summon this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extract for the rest of the turn except Cyvers monsters, which is a pretty good effect to just instantly get this card on your side of the field, and we're pretty much only summoning Cyvers anyways, so it's super easy to get this card on the field once you send it to the graveyard off the effect of Circular. So this card is a definite 2 of in the deck. And if this card is on your side of the field, you can also use this card as a non-tuner to be able to summon out a Synchro monster, which is a great effect. We then play just a single copy of Multiplication. Multiplication is just a good 1 of in the deck, but you only really need a single copy of Multiplication in the deck. And I really feel like this card is a great combo piece in the deck to be able to OTK the opponent. We then play 3 copies of Parallel Izzy. Parallel Izzy is a great 3 in the deck because it is a Cyverse card, and it also has the ability, if this card is special summoned by the effect of a Parallel Izzy, its level becomes 4 and its original attack and defense is halved, which is not that big of a deal because it actually helps us out to bring this card down to a level 4 so that we can use it for all sorts of different plays. But this card is a definite 3 of in the deck because it also has the ability, if you link summon, you can special summon this card from your hand to a zone link monster points to, and if this card is normal or special summon, you can special summon an additional Parallel Izzy from your deck, which is a great effect. We then play a single copy of Archfiend Eccentric. This card is a light monster, so we can use it with Small World, which is really good for the deck. And it also has a great scale effect that you can target 1 other spell or trap on the field and destroy both it and this card, which helps you deal with back row. We then play 3 copies of Maxi. Maxi is a really good 3-of in the deck to be able to just draw into the deck, which is just really nice. And it's one of those powerful hand traps in the entire game right now in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, because it just helps us stop the opponent. And every time that our opponent special summons during the turn you discard this card, you get to draw a card. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's a great hand trap in this deck to be able to stop the opponent from touching the deck. We then also play 2 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is just really good at stopping monster effects, so this card is a really good 2-of in this particular build. And then finally, a single copy of Nibiru. I like playing 1 copy of Nibiru to stop my opponent with cards like Crossout Designator, because Crossout Designator is at 1 in Master Duel, but I still don't want to get hit with the Nibiru because it really hurts this deck, so I really love playing 1 copy to stop the opponent. So, that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. So for the spells, we're going to be playing a single copy of Mathmech Equation. Mathmech Equation is a really good 1-of the deck, because this card is basically a monster reborn for your Mathmechs, which is really helpful for this particular deck, and it's also searchable. We then play a single copy of Crossout Designator just to stop hand traps, which is really nice in this deck. 2 copies of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is a definite 2-of in this build because this card just helps you out a lot to be able to stop hand traps when you're going full combo. We then play 3 copies of Small World. This is so we can search out Circular, and we play a lot of targets in the deck to be able to search out Circular with Small World. So this card is just a really good 3-of in the deck to get to your combo piece. We then play 3 copies of Signet Mining. Signet Mining is really good in the deck because we're basically playing all Cyvers, and this card is just really good because it searches out your Cyvers cards. By just sending a card from your hand to the graveyard, you can add a level 4 or lower Cyvers monster from your deck to your hand, which is really good in this deck. So, that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're going to be playing just 2 traps, and we're going to be playing 2 copies of Mathmech Super Fractoral. This card is absolutely crazy and a definite 2-of in the build. This is our power play in the deck that we're trying to get to as quickly as possible. It has the ability to target 3 Mathmech monsters in your graveyard with different names to activate one of these effects. You special summon all of them to your side of the field, and either you synchro summon into a Mathmech monster or you XZ summon into a Mathmech monster using those cards, which is really an awesome effect to just instantly get you a card on your side of the field. And this card is super easy to put on the field with a bunch of different cards in the deck. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to be playing a single copy of Mathmech Final Sigma. This card is our boss monster in the deck, and it's just a really insanely powerful card. It has the ability, it's unaffected by the effects of cards except Mathmech cards while in the extra monster zone. And if this card is in the extra monster zone, battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage inflicted to your opponent is doubled, which is insanely powerful because this card can get really big. It also has the ability, if this card is destroyed by battle, or even its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, then you can add a Mathmech card from your deck to your hand, which is a great effect to instantly get you a search to recover if this card leaves the field. We then play just a single copy of the other Mathmech XZ. This card is basically like a Trishula. It's a really good 1-of in the deck, but you only really need a single copy of it, but it's insanely powerful for all 3 of its really good effects. We then play 2 copies of Mathmech Alimbertium. Alimbertium is the searcher of the deck and is one of the key combo pieces in the deck. It's a great 2-of in this build because it has the ability that takes 2+ level 4 monsters to make this card. So you can use up to like 4 cards to be able to make this card to get a bunch of different effects. You can tribute a monster to be able to special summon out a level 4 Mathmech monster from your hand or graveyard, and if this card is summoned, you can detach between 2 and 4 materials to activate the appropriate effect, which is really good. If you detach 2, you get to add a Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. If you detach 3, you get to add a level 4 monster from your deck to your hand, and if you detach 4, you get to add any spell or trap you want from your deck to your hand, which is a really awesome effect to be able to get to your copy of Super Fractoral, or to get to the exact card that you need for combo pieces with any of these super powerful effects. We then play a single copy of Access Code. Access Code is a great card to be able to summon in this deck because it is a Cyverse monster and it's a super powerful card to put on your side of the field to be able to pop multiple cards on the field, and it gets absolutely massive when it comes out to your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Appaloosa. Appaloosa is just really good to be able to summon as a multiple negate on the field, which is really good. One copy of Decode Talker, Heat Soul. Heat Soul is insanely powerful in this deck because we do have multiple attributes to be able to summon out this card, and it just lets us draw a bunch of cards in this particular build, so it's a definite one-up in the deck. We then play a single copy of Transcode Talker. Transcode Talker is really good because it's basically a walking monster reborn, which is great to be able to climb into cards like your copy of Access Code. It's just a really good one-of in the deck. We then play a single copy of Update Jammer. Update Jammer is insanely good in this deck to be able to use as a link material, so you can get multiple attacks with one of your link monsters. So it's a really good one-up in this build. Play a single copy of Splash Mage. This card is really awesome in the deck because basically if you can summon out Splash Mage, you can summon out your copy of Transcode, and then if you can summon out Transcode, you can summon out your copy of Access Code, because Splash Mage and Transcode are both monster reborns, so it makes it super easy to make your copy of Access Code. We then play a single copy of IP Masquerena. IP Masquerena is really good in this deck to be able to basically go into a link monster during the opponent's turn, and it's just a great one-of in this build. We then play a single copy of Cyverse Witkid. Witkid's great because it works with tuners, so this card is a great one-of in the deck. One copy of Lingaribo. Lingaribo is just good to be able to stop impermanence, which is why I don't play impermanence in the main deck with Crossout Designator. I just play the copy of Lingaribo to stop traps with this card. We then play a single copy of Link Disciple and a single copy of Link Devotee to round out the extract. These two are just really good to combo with one another to be able to get tokens and basically just help you climb into all sorts of different plays. And they're both really, really good in this build. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because it's an insanely powerful OTK deck that you can easily OTK the opponent with, and basically having the one card circular combo is really insane now that we finally have circular in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. So anyways, guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.